Recently, I've started blocking off my calendar for individual tasks. So I basically take my task list for the day and then I put it directly into my calendar when I plan on doing things. So none of these are meetings. I actually didn't have any meetings today. These are all just things that I need to do or want to do, like paragliding this morning. And so I'm going to walk through an example where I kind of go through a fake day, and then I'm going to show you how I do this in Reflect and actually coordinate this with the task. So first, I'm going to start with a fake calendar here, and we can just kind of start going through and, putting in individual things for our day. So I'm going to put in some fake items here. I'll pretend my day started at 9 a.m. Maybe I started off with an all hands meeting, and I'll save that. And then, maybe after that, I did an email check, and that went to 10:30. So I'm just going to add some of these, but this is basically the first step of the process. I will just go through my calendar for the day and just block it out with the things I want to do. Okay, so I just made a really, really boring schedule here. I use a little bit of color coordination. So I do this for my own schedule. So if it's not work related, I'll make it green. If it's just like an errand or something admin I have to do, I'll make it yellow. And normally it looks a lot more complex like this. Like if you saw my real one, it was full of lots of little like 15-minute appointments and stuff like that. And that's just because there's a lot of tasks that don't take that long. But for this example, I use the minimum as 30 minutes. So it'll be good enough for us to kind of see how the workflow goes. So now these are all connected. And if you have your calendar connected with Reflect, we should be able to see it inside here. So if I go click on Tuesday, and I'll have to move my face, we can see all of the meetings, which aren't real meetings. And so that's kind of the first step. So now we have the whole schedule for the day as it outlines theoretically in here. And so what I can do as I go through each of these is I can basically use Reflect's meeting integration. And for most of these, I'm not going to want to create a backlinked note. Probably almost none of them really. I'll just want to create the daily note. And then this adds it right here to my daily note. And you could do a couple things here. So you could go through and add all of these. Then you have like an email check, and then you have like the board report and yada, yada. And you could go through and add those for your whole day. Turn these into check boxes so that you can go through and check them off. I do like to leave the little sub bullet here in case you want to take any notes or anything. But if I don't, like for an email check, I might delete that. And then as you go through your day, you can just kind of check them off. I can imagine that a lot of people might want to go through and just add these all at once so that you have a whole list of your day. And there are a couple benefits of that. I mean, one nice thing is just that you can kind of see everything in the day, and you just kind of see it as the standard checklist. The other nice thing is that if you just have it in a list like this and you want to move things around, you can just drag and drop them like this. Although note that that will not change things in the actual list on the side here. So in reality, what I will usually do is I do them one by one. And then as things need to change, I can go through and reorder this in my actual calendar. That part is a little bit of annoying, but I actually kind of like it because it makes me think more critically about the tasks I have to do, how long they're going to take. And that's really just kind of a benefit of using this system overall. Now, there's a couple other things that you could do here. If you want to come through these and maybe spelled that wrong, some of these are important tasks that you want to add. You could change these to the circular tasks so that they will appear in your tasks tab on the left. So that's completely optional. You can choose to do that. And let me make those back there. And then, you have really what you did in the whole day, any notes that you want underneath them. And it makes it really easy to kind of schedule things and just see what your whole day looks like. Now, you can see I put the last one of these as make a plan for the next day. So I have found that this works much better, and it's honestly, just a lot nicer if you do it the day before. So I've started doing this as the last task for every day. I'll go through here and I will actually make my calendar for the next day so that I wake up and I know exactly what I'm doing. And that also just helps you be less reactionary, kind of helps you get more control over your day, be more productive, and, stop getting distracted. So I think there's a lot of benefits in this system. Part of it is honestly the same benefit that you get from the Pomodoro technique, which is just that you have 15 or 30 minutes to accomplish something. And so that makes it, a lot easier to prevent yourself from like opening Twitter to scroll it or something because you know you have a limited time block. It's also nice because you can turn it into a bit of an internal competition with yourself and you can go through, do things as quickly as you can. And if you finish things ahead of time, then you literally have more time in your day. Where I think a lot of people just kind of have these abstract tasks or maybe just a general to do list. And then you get caught, scrolling Twitter, going on Facebook Marketplace or whatever your distraction vice is. And suddenly you've wasted like a couple hours of the day and you didn't really even see them go by. You just look at the clock and it's later. So this will help prevent all of that. So very simple workflow. This is how I do it. And I am actively doing this every day for my to-do list. So give it a try and see if you like it.